Hello and bon appetit. This is my first test video blog on learning how to cook, and so that you, the viewer, can learn from my trials, tribulations, cut fingers, burned whatever, and hopefully enjoy some of the videos. Being that this is a test video, I'm going to be cooking some fresh Alaska salmon that I picked up at Costco just this afternoon. I'll generally be trying to cook French cooking from Julia Child's The Art of French Cooking. I've never cooked French food, so it's definitely going to be fun. I'm going to start from the basics as far as holding a knife, things of that nature. But today, this is just something that I can try to see how it's going to come together. Practice editing it on the computer and getting it out to you. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's everything I want it to be, and definitely everything that you want it to be. As my appetit. Okay, so now that I've measured out all of my ingredients, I've got a tablespoon of honey. I've got 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. We have 2 tablespoons of a brown sugar. This is a vegetable oil, which is 1/4 cup. And I have 2.5 tablespoons of soy sauce. You're supposed to take about a 3-pound fillet. What I did to make this easier, and we'll see how this works, since it is going to be cooking directly on the grill, is that I went ahead and cut the fillet into 2 pieces. Also, the recipe calls to marinate this in the Ziploc, which I didn't really have. I'm going to marinate it in this large tub together. So let's go ahead in a large mixing bowl. We're just going to start adding in all of our ingredients. Now, I know I said this earlier, I'm not sure if it's actually made the cut or not, but I cooked something on my very first recipe just to see. It was a chocolate cake, and honestly I was craving chocolate cake. And so basically I just started throwing recipes. This counter here was just a complete mess. I mean, I can't get down to the camera. It was bad. And I had to separate my yolks from my whites. I got everything done, and sure enough, once that cake was in the oven, I looked down, and there are my yolks, which yolks are a key ingredient to a cake. And they were all just sitting there. So it was Julia Child's recipe. Look, anything Julia Child's is going to be pretty good, right? The problem, it was a little dry. It really didn't hold together as well. But so what I'm telling you the story for is measure out your ingredients first. Yes, it dirties up a couple of extra dishes. Of course, it looks really good for the camera. But what it's really good for is you don't leave anything out. You can set all your ingredients together in the order that you want them in. So I'm just trying to make sure all of this brown sugar, which I can still see is a bit lumpy there. I don't know if you can see that. There's still some lumps there, see up at the top. So I'm just going to keep trying to maybe break that down. Try not to whisk soy sauce all over. Let me move this camera so you guys can see. This is sort of more like Survivor Man, where he has to do his own camera work. I will definitely be doing my own camera work. Excellent. And except for a few stray pieces, I'm really upset that there's no butter in this recipe, as much as I want to have butter in it. So we're going to leave the skin on that salmon. I'm just going to drop it down in there. I'm going to pour just a little bit of this right on the top of that salmon, really good. That looks nice. I'm going to take my second piece of salmon. Let's see how yeah, we'll just drop it in like that. Go ahead and just pour all of that in there. Basically, I'm just trying to get it on the fillet. Nice. I actually got a lot of the salmon, which is a good thing. I'm going to flip this over. Now what I'm going to do is this is, okay, so as you can see I've got my salmon. It's good and marinating in there. I'm going to go ahead and put this lid on it. Keep all the smells out of the fridge. So now we're nice and sealed. I'm going to go ahead, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go ahead and pop this into the fridge. Got an open spot. Let's see if I can go up there. Yep. See that? Right up into the fridge. And we're going to let that marinate for an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and there, get a nose shot for you. I'm going to go ahead and let this marinate, clean up the kitchen a bit, and fire up the grill. Maybe clean up some asparagus because I'm going to have some butter and garlic with asparagus on the side. And I'll see you in an hour. Thanks. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pull out our salmon that's been in the fridge. And there it is. Now this is going to get tricky because I need to throw this on the grill with you guys here. So what we're going to do here is I've prepared the grill at medium to high heat. We're going to turn it down to about a medium low. We're going to put the salmon and we're going to put it scale side down. We don't want it scale side up. So scale side down onto the grill. And then we're basically going to cook it for about, covered for about 7 to 9 minutes until we get some moist flakes. So then we're going to take it off the grill. So let's see how this happens. And we'll go from there. It's a little dark out on my back deck, so we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's see if I can. So we're outside. We have the salmon fillets. Turn the grill down. As you can see here, I'm about a medium heat. I'm going to take out the first fillet. Make sure it's good and covered. Remember, we're going to put this fillet side down right there on the grill. And make sure this other one's nice and covered as well, which it is. And we're going to lay that one right side down as well. Oh, it likes that. There we cover the grill. Bam! And we're going to let that cook for 7 to 9 minutes. So, see you in a second. Alright, so we're outside here. I wanted to come out and I wanted to check my grill. It doesn't seem to be cooking as fast as I had hoped. So what I did is I turned my heat up just a little bit on my front and back burners. So we might hold off on that asparagus for just a bit. Now sometimes you sit and you're cooking and you're waiting and it's there and then you scroll down and you're like, you know, I'm starving. It's already 7:15 at night and well, I still haven't really started cooking. Not only am I hungry, but if I pan over here, I have 2 other people that are waiting for scraps and food. Cat just wants out because that's where the grill is and the door's open. And that's Bullseye. Hey! You want Daddy to get done eating? I know. So we're all waiting to eat. The dog's hungry, the cat's hungry, and well, oops. Let's face it, I'm a little hungry too. But I have to keep waiting because that salmon's just not done yet. So, hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, we got 1 minute technically to go here, so I want to come out here and let's go ahead and test this. So basically this stuff should flake. As you can tell, it's nowhere near done. So we're going to go ahead and crank this up. I bet these steaks are a little thicker than what they thought. That's starting to get cooked. As you can see, that's not cooked at all. So let's crank it up and see what we can do. We've definitely got higher heat. Well, you can see the fat wanting to come out the top of it. That's good. What we're looking for is a light flaking. We're done. See how that just flakes away? That one not so much. See how it doesn't want to flake? But this one here, if I grab it, it's really nice. It wants to flake. I'm gonna go ahead. Yep, it's sticking. Probably the skin's gonna stick, which I don't have a problem with that. Got a plate out here. It didn't really stick that bad, did it? Gonna let that one cook just a little bit more. I see dinner on my... I still have my... Take this, lay it down, grab that garlic on top. Nothing quite like garlic. Might just run a bit of sauce on there. Not much. I've got my finished portion. Let's see how this thing tastes. Should flake right off the skin, which it is. It's perfect. I pulled it off right at the right time. Get a lot of salmon. That's absolutely delicious. You're gonna like this. Oh, best meal ever. Thank you guys for watching. Bon appetit.